We're back again. We're back for the final time. Here we go. We're finally back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Universal Open Season 2. You caught me in the middle of a stretch, and of course, Season 2 presented by Brisk and 7-Eleven. A final game, though, gentlemen. It's a fantastic way to intro it.
It warrants a stretch.
It was a moment, wasn't it? I was just having a stretch, getting ready for the next game. You know,
need
the final
one,
game.
It's been an intense
to get
day.
the blood flowing.
Gotta let it all out.
Exactly, man. But the last game of the day is, of course, going to be Complexity taking on Fnatic. Complexity falling from that upper bracket, whereas Fnatic, again, managed to battle their way all the way through yesterday, pulled off 3-0 victories over their opponents. Now they find themselves in with a shot of qualification to the final. Complexity, Fnatic. Let's talk about this one, gentlemen. Everything, like it has been for the entirety of this bracket, is poised absolutely perfectly.
Boy, did Complexity have a tough series versus girls. It was perhaps the most low-scoring series we've seen yet. I'm not actually sure if that's factually correct, but it felt like a tight battle, and they had to work to stop a lot of the offense that Greasy, a lot of demos coming out from Greasy. Scrub, trying some wizardry. Didn't have as much success as I personally thought he would, but that's okay. They played excellent defense. Unfortunately, the offensive power wasn't there, and I think perhaps here versus Fnatic, they'll have a little bit more space to work with.
Yeah, we already seen these two teams play. It was only a 3-2 to Complexity. Now they're coming back against each other, and we've been asking some of the players after they've qualified today, who do you think is going to win between Complexity and Fnatic? No one's really given us a solid answer yet. It's just been, it's going to be close.
We've heard Complexity-natic a few times.
Yeah.
We've heard Complexity.
Fantasy.
One of the two teams is essentially what we're trying to say. But I mean, with all due respect, North America, and I love you. Don't get me wrong.
I'm right here. Yeah.
Whatever, you are North America. Sorry that you have to claim it was one of your own. But North America, it gave us some really exciting games, but it was always towards the end of that sort of second and third day that we saw those. This European week has been absolutely insane for the gameplay. You just take it back to day one, game fives all the way through. Yesterday, I mean, some of the teams that were involved, we saw Dignitas knocked out in that lower bracket. We saw the likes of Mousesports knocked out. Just insane across the board. Today has been no different. Considering that we've had all of this before this, and now we're arriving on this final game of the day, what better way to send things off than with a Game 5 buzzer beater overtime winner?
You beat me to it. We already know.
It's in the cards, or a 3-0. It's going to be one of those, isn't it?
It's going to be one of those. There's no in-between here, I think.
It's going to be all or nothing is all we can say. But I'm looking forward to this series a lot. Contrasted play styles again from both these teams, how they've got there, how they've storied their way through this bracket. But Shogun, I mean, what are your feelings on this one coming into this game?
I don't know at this point in time. It's been a ridiculous week. These two teams have really, fought through hell and high water just to make it to this point. And one of them is going to keep moving on. It's for Complexity. They could be going for a 0-2 and out today. Or it could be Fnatic, who's been fighting through that blender, as we talked about it yesterday, to make it to this point. Now, Complexity, at least I don't think they'll have the slow start that we saw from Class on Grass earlier on, because their loss wasn't necessarily as devastating. It sort of felt like it was in the cards as we went through that series. So they'll come into this one, I think, feeling confident about their chances. But on the other side, the other team's got Snasky, who is always confident about his chances. And
As
Maestro,
he should be.
as he should be. And Maestro should never be underrated at any point. He is one of the most fundamentally solid players out there in the scene. So this is going to be a ridiculously good series to finish us off.
Yeah, can't wait to get into this one. But before we do get into it, just want to take a moment for everyone at home just to remind you to open up Twitter, open up any social media, get the link for this broadcast, paste it in there, tweet the stream. Let's get as many people as we can in right now. And before we do that, of course, follow us over at Universal Open as well. Tweet us using the hashtag UOS2 how you think this final series is going to be, who you think is going to be the final qualifier for our European region, joining all of the North American teams. Of course, we've got the North American Western Regional coming up this weekend, and then August 24th, 28th. This is the spot that is on the line right now in those grand finals for Europe. Let's get into this one, gentlemen. I believe that the game is pretty much ready. Everything is set up beautifully. It's our final game of the broadcast, everybody. It's a sad moment, but it's also an incredibly exciting moment. Complexity versus Fnatic. Game number one's live. Let's get into it.
Thank you very much on set, and this has been 59 games we have broadcast on here. This will be number 60, and this is for the last spot for Europe to enter the Universal Open Finals. We're seeing these two teams play. Complexity took it the first time. Fnatic have been on a roll ever since then. Mercenaris forced to rotate back. It's a great challenge from Maestro as well. Maybe Magnus taking control of the ball. Looks to launch long. There was a lot of consistently long plays throughout the previous series where it looked like the ball was secondary, the boost was primary when it came to priorities. I expect to see a lot of that again here.
Well, there's your perfect example. Metsunoris bailed on that ball. He's like, I want that midfield boost. I don't care about possession right now. Resources are a powerful thing.
Block there from Maestro. He does steal the back boost. Good touch there from Metsunoris, but it only sets up Snaski for a shot. And he forced a movement out from Magnus.
Now, Snaski and Maestro, here's another chance. This one finally gets down and in. I was about to say, they've had such good pressure throughout this first minute and a half or so. They haven't really let Metza or Magnus get anything started. And Snaski reading the positioning of Metza beautifully there. He's on the back wall facing sideways. It's very hard to save a ball directly under him. There's just no good way to fall off that back wall from that position. So, good bit of striking from Snaski there.
So, collision of the cars in the midair. That could have been Complexity's opportunity to tie us up nice and quickly after conceding. Nice timing there from Snaski. Try to buy himself some time, but now it's going to be Magnus on very low boost trying to move forward, and Maestro has already played that ball away.
But I was going to say I've been fairly critical of Snaski and Maestro over the past couple of days. They've backed out of a lot of challenges, allowed a lot of space to their opponents, and that does not seem to be the case here at the start of this series.
Very aggressive so far. In fact, it's always been Complexity that seems to be happy to be on the back foot. Won't be that anymore, though. They are currently down by 1 goal. Got to go searching for a way back in, but this is the first time that we have seen them in this final third. Snaski to Maestro. Maestro just tapping the ball on. Metza just trying to force a double commit or something for now. I think he knows he's never going to score from that distance. Outside of a major mistake from Fnatic. A very slow pace start here. This is also what we saw earlier on when Complexity took on girls, but now suddenly they've ramped forward for the offense. Magnus off the backboard, but Snaski will just keep that one up high, and he can probably get a second target, but he also got Maestro up in support. Wasn't a great move though, and Maestro needs to avoid, and he's not only avoided the bump, but he's got forward for a block.
Solid defending from Fnatic there. Maestro getting demoed, leaving Snaski in a poor spot. A weak clear, and they got put under so much pressure there, but they've rallied, and they just need a clear here to get themselves back on even footing. And there it is.
Now Maestro can just follow up. Didn't quite see that boost pop up for him at any point. Snaski, did he pre-jump that one? That's the only way it makes sense that he was up there so quickly. Magnus steals boost. Looks to go infield, but Maestro catches that ball away. Snaski clears. Going to control the midfield now. 100 seconds left on the clock. Complexity still looking for their first goal.
Wow.
It's going to be a good flick over the top, but Metsunoris has got no ways of following that one up. Instead, he's going to go for an early challenge, and that's a very tough ball. That could be going straight into net, but Magnus just getting back in time.
And both Magnus and Metsunora are very aware of just how much space Fnatic are giving in the midfield. Every opportunity that they've got space given to them, they've tried to take advantage of it. They haven't had much success yet, but I like the idea of saying, look, they've given me space, I'm going to try and use it.
Naris continue to follow up. That back boost has more than not just belonged to Complexity, but those final challenges to set up the opportunity just haven't worked out yet. I don't think they've won even one of them, and Complexity still looking for their second major chance. It was some fantastic defensive movements from Maestro that prevented them earlier on. Now the time ticking away. They're only going to have a few more as Maestro just challenging Magnus a little bit. He's just holding off, really limiting Magnus's available movement.
Been a lot of backboard shooting for Complexity, and Snaski and Maestro, despite not having the strongest RLCS season, they're still a top-level team, and they're not one to give up too much pressure in that area.
Magnus. I'm happy that Metsunoris took that one away from Greasy. Greasy was in the last one. Maestro, actually. Into the final 20 seconds. Infield pass! Maestro! Once again, big He's going to hold that ball out. Last opportunity. Metsonaris going to go over the top. Forces the save from Maestro. That is going to be too much. As Magnus, he's trying desperately to keep this one alive.
Oh.
Maestro just over the top. Has he got a goal in him here?
Catch
no.
it.
Magnus.
Oh, catch it again.
This is another desperate here from Complexity. They will not be able to keep it up. And they are going to be moving through.
They are going to pick up that game at number 1. Another incredibly effective performance there from Fnatic. They just keep grinding out these results, man. They
Absolutely.
just keep winning these games.
I don't remember the last time they won by more than 1 goal, but it doesn't matter as long as you win. And the big difference was they defended the backboard well, and Metza and Magnus said, fine, we can't do that anymore. They went for, I think they had 2 really solid infield passing options, and both of them, Snasky and Maestro, made big stops on. But overall, Metsonaris and Magnus spent the majority of that game on offense. And you know, that Fnatic defense has just been everybody's bane to try and get through the entire tournament so far. And it stood tall here in Game 1 as well.
Yeah, it was a great start from Fnatic, but when they get into that defense, it's very difficult to break down. That was probably the best opportunity that they were going to have at doing that. And Maestro has just been so intelligent with the way he's been playing as of late. He is just... It seems like he's following the play. He's not necessarily predicting it. He is just following it around. He has a consistent presence next to the ball, and that becomes so difficult for Complexity to try and deal with because they've always got to take him into account.
It's almost saying, beat me.
Yeah.
Like, just be better than me. If you're better than me, I'd put my hands up and I'll be like, okay, fair enough. But I back myself to not be beaten. And it becomes almost a mental thing for Complexity. Every time that you're seeing Maestro in front of you, you're like, how do I beat him? It's like you're second guessing yourself because he's just playing that well defensively. I mean, it's
a double-edged sword.
So
you know?
effective.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job of defense, but when you start playing that solid defense, that's when you start to see people get real creative with how they decide to approach you. Be like, look, this guy stopped everything. I need to do something crazy if I want to beat this guy. And, you know, Metza and Magnus, it's on them to get past Fnatic's defense. We've seen this all tournament long from them be like, look, we're going to make some solid challenges out of the midfield. We don't really get boost starved back on our own half. Complexity had, you know, a couple of chances to steal a few of them away, but it never really felt like they had their own level of boost to really capitalize on a couple of chances where Snasky and Maestro had low boost. And it's just, can they make something happen? You know, they had 1 or 2 good chances, and Fnatic stopped both of them.
Okay, then. Well, the teams are joining for game number 2. Shogun, how do you see this next game going? Is more of the same from Fnatic and Complexity here?
If Complexity keep going to the backboard, yes, absolutely. They've got to try and find some new tricks at this point. A couple of infield passes, I think they might have a good chance.
Here we go then. Game number 2 is live and ready to go. Let's get straight into this one. Fnatic up by 1.
Also going to have control of the ball and the boost to start off. They're working from their own side of the field, looking to try and break down the Complexity defense to give them an opening goal. Naris as a pretty unnecessary attempt at taking control of the ball. Now he has been hit on Maestro, on Snasky's in fact, attempt to try and rotate out.
Now, to be fair, Snasky and Maestro's goal at the start of that last game, it did stem from them playing fairly aggressively for the first minute and a half or so, and we'll see if they bring that back here.
Good clear. With the backboard, Magnus tasked with trying to clear. Just going to find his own corner instead. There's no boost around there either. Maestro. He's putting a little bit forward right now. I think they've seen that Complexity are struggling a little bit when it comes to their clears. Maestro takes plenty of time. There's no panic on Maestro at this point. He always seems like he's in control of the play. Magnus, good first touch. Gets it off the backboard, and Snasky once again just waits for it. I think the backboard is now no longer a place to be going for. Instead, they need to go straight for the net and force a save, but this will be an open net. Fnatic had different ideas about how to approach the play, and it just wasn't correct.
Yeah, finally, Maestro blinked. He missed a touch there, and Magnus had a wide open net down on the other side. Snasky was still recovering.
So Complexity finally get themselves on the scoreboard. It was off a Fnatic mistake. We're still waiting to see whether or not Complexity really break down the Fnatic defense. Well, there's going to be another shot. It was unchallenged for a while. And Complexity have just doubled their tally.
Yeah, this is just a product of the kickoff. That first one really should have been in the back of the net, but thankfully Too much time recovering for Maestro and Snasky, and a beautifully placed ball for Metsa. A lot of people coming out of that corner expecting the shot to the middle or the far post, and Metsa goes right at him and says, "You're going too fast to stop this one."
Oh, good fake out. Metsa has got the 2v1. You know he can see Magnus, and Magnus sees nothing but the goal.
The infield passes start coming to a little bit more fruition. Again, though, stemming off a kickoff and a perfect fake from Metsa to get it started. Maestro off, gathering boost, expecting to cut off the 1v1 dribble attempt. And as soon as Metsa sees that, he says, "All right, Magnus, you're up."
It was 0-0 just a second ago.
I know, right?
Feels like literally just a second ago. Don't know where this has gone now. Fnatic with all the work to do in game number 2. Otherwise, their solid work in game 1 will be all for nothing.
Span of under 20 seconds.
This is going to be number 4 as well. Magnus cutting out the attempted clear. And that is a shot on net at the same time.
A span of 40 seconds. Or just over 30. And it's 4-0. And it's crazy to think that a large portion of these came off of just the timing off the kickoff. Maestro and Snasky not able to control the ball out of the midfield and having too much recovery time. Metsa is in the same exact boat. And Maestro just slams one into the center.
Yeah, not really too much to say about this. It was just the typical wall that we've been seeing throughout this entire qualifier. Boost pickup versus cheating up kickoff.
If you don't draw it back, you're asking for it.
That is crucial to Fnatic. If they are to create a comeback, had to start very quickly. That's Naris. I feel like that really could have been a better shot.
I think he was trying to pass it to Magnus. Just didn't feel comfortable with the shot angle. Whoa!
Okay, that is going to be one back. And now this match is real once again.
And Maestro, oh yeah, he read that bounce off the wall, saw Metsa's challenge angle. He cut into the center of that so early, was like, yep, this one's going right into me. Sure, maybe a little fortunate it went straight into the net, but a perfect read from him just to even set up the situation.
Now Fnatic have got all the momentum in their own favor. Bounce out. Magnus wants to take control, but instead Snasky has read what he tried to do. And a demo on Metsa might make life very difficult. Drop down pass. Snasky to Maestro, and he's got it on target. 1 goal left now for Fnatic to complete the comeback.
And what I really like about this, between this entire passing play, was both Maestro and Snasky, those first couple of passes, none of them were intended to be shots. They said, look, we're not in a good spot to shoot the ball yet. Just keep beating the defender first. And finally it got to that point where Maestro beat the last man, didn't go in the back of the net, and said, it's okay. We beat them both so many times, it's wide open now.
Maestro for number 4. I don't know whose hat-trick was quicker. Was it Magnus's between the first goal and the last goal? But I don't know if it was quicker between Magnus's or between Maestro's. Either way, they've had a scoring frenzy between them. Now 1 goal lead is all that is left. And for Complexity, this is key to hold on to. Otherwise, they'll be giving away 3 match points to Fnatic. Gotta hold on. Only that they could do with finding their 5th goal. Taking their time, Fnatic just never seem like they're in a rush.
It's amazing to see Fnatic decide to play much more aggressively out of the midfield when they're down. I like it so much better.
Good tap down, follow from Metsa! And that's his crucial 2nd and Complexity's 5th.
And this, a brilliant touch from Metsa, aimed at the net, and Snasky clips that lip a little bit, throws off the positioning, not able to recover and get a decent touch on the ball, or any touch for that matter. And a clean follow-through from Metsa.
So now that lead is back up to 2. Snasky forced to rotate all the way back. He's giving up the ball to Magnus. Magnus is doing such a good job of just creating havoc over in that corner, and he's not done yet. Finally will be beat. Metsa following up. I think Complexity have started to recognize that Fnatic are only challenging when it suits them. So it's just taking a little, 1 or 2 extra touches, gaining that extra space that they've been given.
And again, Magnus and Metsa all series long have done a great job of recognizing space. They've seen Snasky and Maestro go for slightly delayed challenges or back out of them at the last second. They know they're going to get some, but they just a perfect clear from Metsa had no boost at the final instance, and just a perfect jump and a great lift into the midfield to buy time.
Oh, there's a miss as well from Snasky, and after all that work to bring this game back, Fnatic have let it drop.
An aggressive push from Netza again, working on limited resources, says, look, we don't have time to let them get on offense and make this a close game. They go for a risky play, and I don't know if it's what I would have done, but who cares? They scored it, you know? You either look like a genius or you look like a fool, and right now they look like geniuses.
Netza, roll on his hood. Magnus goes for an early challenge. It's going to be straight back over to Metznaris. It's all about just finishing off these last few moments on the clock now for Complexity. The last time we saw these guys play, it was ridiculously close, and it looks like we're going to have yet another series exactly like that. Magnus tries to set up Metznaris, but Maestro will take away the play. But game number 2 will be handed over to Complexity.
A 9-goal thriller then, gentlemen. Much different to the first game where we only had the 1 goal between the two teams.
Oh, I'm sorry, you caught me stretching.
Oh. Hey, that wasn't my fault. I didn't know the camera was coming back. Alright, look, let's get stretched, alright? We've all done it. Like, we wake up in the morning, what do? We stretch.
He's right.
We all sit still for a long time, what do? You stretch. Don't start on me, Shogun. I will destroy you. Anyway, game number 3. We've managed to make it through 5 weeks of action without falling out. Now it's falling apart on the desk. Game number 2, though. Complexity. High-scoring affair in this one, gentlemen. Fnatic brought out of their shells after a great start from Complexity, but they just couldn't complete that comeback, and then that 5th goal just took it just out of their reach.
Yeah, started with that one mistake by Maestro at the beginning of the game, that missed touch. Magnus turned it in, and from that point, Maestro and Snasky tried to get a little bit more aggressive, and Complexity started picking apart those little holes they were leaving, and it was just great recognition all game long, all series long so far. Magnus and Metziv have seen the space Fnatic have given them, they've utilized it to the best of their ability, and it's on Maestro and Snasky to stop it. In this game, they came up short.
Yeah, this is the final series that we're going to be broadcasting, at least from here over in London. There's a small tear going down all of our eyes, but at the same time, I'm hoping that this is going to continue living up to the hype that we've had so far. 1 game each, a lot of questions left to answer, and only 1 spot left in the next round.
Tied up beautifully once again. How many times have we said that today? We've gone into the 3rd game of the series, and we've been in a swing game where the series have been tied up at 1-1. Just a reminder to everyone as well, 1 more space left for qualification to the finals in Connecticut over in Stamford. August 24th to 28th, that will be. I mean, I'm just shaking my head looking at my paper right now, because I've just got the 2 team names looking at me, and I just can't for the life of me pick a winner.
So, if Fnatic go through, none of the top 5 seeds will have made it.
Oof.
So whoever's done the seeding is right now. I think they're definitely going for Moxenaris, or now currently known as Complexity, because if not, could you imagine that? The
seeding
top
savior.
5. In fact, I think it goes even more than that. I think it is top 5 because girls come in at number 6.
That's something.
That's insane.
And the thing is, it's not even like the top 4 seeds have even...
They're not wrong. This is not incorrect
but the
seeding.
thing is, it's not as if those top 4 have been knocked out at the end of the tournament either.
No.
It's some of them fell.
I mean, let's go
early
through
on.
this very quickly. Dignitas, round 2.
Gone.
Complexity, still in. Dignicats, round 2.
Done.
Reno Vitality,
Round
round
one.
1. PSG Esports,
And then round two. Welcome to European Rocket League is all I can say there. But as I say, the swing game now, we always call it the swing game because you give yourself an opportunity at 2 match points, but I just don't think it matters at this point. I think whoever wins this next game, it doesn't change mentality of these players. They're all too experienced. They've all been in this position too many times before. I mean, the only thing I kind of want to see at the start of these games is Fnatic just come out of the traps a little bit hotter. Just not force themselves to have to rely on that defense so much, and just take the game back to Complexity a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, you see Meta and Magnus, we know they can pick teams apart if they have an opportunity. Every hole they've gotten, they've taken fairly good advantage of, especially in that game number 2. They blew them out of the water. And I definitely think Maestro and Snasky, when they've been aggressive out of the midfield, it's been a close game.
I'm actually going to disagree. If they could be more aggressive, they would be more aggressive. They are clearly comfortable with what they're trying to do right now. There's so much on the line. Don't change it for the sake of entertainment.
Well, here we go then. Let's bring you some more entertainment at home. Game number 3 is underway. You can see it there. Complexity and Fnatic. It's a dogfight out here.
Going to be starting off. Metznaris already taken out of the play. And there's a miss from Maestro. But he does become a target man for Snasky, who just booms the ball long. Good ball. That's going to be requiring Metsunaris to move forward, but so it's going to be that measured and very passive approach forward from Fnatic. Never like to overcommit. I don't think maybe once I've seen Fnatic double commit.
Same with Magnus and Metsunaris, though. Rarely do we see them double commit either.
Snasky goes for target
Hello.
and just off.
That's a wake-up call, I think, for Complexity. Thought they could get away with a little bit of a goose grab, and nice save.
Yeah, very crucial as well. Snasky keeping this at a 0-0 game. Well challenged from Metsunaris, and he does steal the boost. That's going to be big. Snasky's very low. And now the fact that Magnus has missed that might have actually let Fnatic off the hook.
Oh, what a
That
bump.
was a big bump. Metsunaris. The backboard. Snasky rotating in after picking up some boost.
Wow, Magnus going for the backboard demos. Pulling out everything versus these two.
Snasky will be by himself. It's not going to be enough though, and Magnus sees Metsunaris, and that is even quicker read by Snasky. He knew that was coming for a while off.
Yeah, kept good tabs on where he saw the player track over to the left side. There's a juke though, 2-on-1 the other way.
Magnus challenged by Snasky yet again. Wants to go straight for net. He might
Same
have actually
thing.
caught Metsunaris, but just off to the side. I love the idea though from Snasky. He saw the chance and he tried to take it.
That's 2 in a row from pretty much the same spot for Fnatic as well. Another one off the backboard. That's a miss, and they'll have to tip that out to the side. But Metsunaris almost twice now caught out trying to grab that corner boost when he thinks he has time.
Fnatic just looking a little bit more deadly in terms of their rotation. It's like they're doing stuff that Complexity just aren't quite ready for just now, and Complexity falling into old habits rather than responding to these new ideas. Snasky's got control. Early jump from him baits out Metsunaris to move in for the challenge, and Magnus' touch very heavy, but Maestro once again taking his time. If anything, Fnatic are never going to be accused of being impatient. They are not willing to throw it in on a half chance. They're going to wait for the big opportunity to present itself.
But do they get it?
That's a big question.
Magnus and Metsunaris have been trying to create chances, and they've got chances given to them. Maestro and Snasky have blinked a couple of times in that last game.
Snasky goes long. It will be Magnus tapping the ball down, but Metsunaris will not be around to help him out. Instead, Mets covering the goal line. Oh, tempted bump, and once again, these teams are trying for it, but even better than that, the defenders know it's coming, and they've been able to avoid pretty much every single time. No boost steal either from Metsunaris. He'll be a little bit disappointed by that.
Oh,
Here's Magnus on target, and just required the save from Snasky.
yeah, Magnus really trying to fit that one into the left side. He saw the positioning from Maestro facing the opposite way and knew it would be a tough save with the backflip, but the placement not good enough.
It's been such a grueling game so far for both these teams. I think that might have actually been the best chance so far, outside of the Snasky wall save earlier on.
And you saw Metsunaris respect the clear too. He was going to dive at it, but he knew he was beaten. He didn't want to go.
I think that word is the perfect way to describe this series so far. Respect from both these teams. They know what the opponents are capable of.
Oh,
And that is a crucial bump, because Maestro would have definitely been the player on this ball right now. But instead it will be Magnus pushing the ball to the side. 0-0, under a minute left to play. Winner of this gets 2 qualification points. Snasky has to get that save. He's also got it to Maestro. Well played from Snasky. But we're now back over to Complexity, trying to strangle the defense and get a goal. It could be it, but right down the middle, and Maestro will save. The shot had to just be a little bit better.
poor shooting, and if that keeps going, you start to favor Fnatic more and more. It starts to really wear on your mind if you're not able to convert these chances if you're Metsu and Magnus, and the last thing you want to stare down is a kickoff.
20 seconds left. Gonna drop Metsunaris. He's thinking about it, but
Backed off.
they're equally as passive as Fnatic right now.
Oh, he
They
wanted
know
the
their
bump.
opportunity. The bump on Snasky happened. Magnus with a lofted shot, but it's pushed up. Metsunaris follows off the post, and Maestro keeps it safe. Overtime could be on its way, but
Oh, he's
Fnatic have
stuck.
got to
Oh.
survive, and they just do it.
He didn't have any boost, and he came off the back wall and couldn't go anywhere, and they are upset. But either way, the pressure was building, and Fnatic saved by the bell.
Magnus. Early flick from him, looks for a setup. Almost got a second touch. I just think he was a little bit of boost away.
They pick up
now
right
down
where
to
they left
Metza.
off.
Metza backs down.
Complexity picking up right where they left off in regulation, right back on the offensive.
Metanaris. You see Complexity very happy to go to a 1-1 offense. And even that secondary play has been very defensive so far. They are not going for a chance unless it is a clear-cut opportunity. And they've seen Fnatic's defense so far, there is no reason to believe that Fnatic could not save any half chance that comes at them. Infield pass does not work. Is this the opportunity that is so desperately needed? Maestro for Savior Medal.
They are starting to steal the boost, though. Keep an eye on the resources of Fnatic. This one's towards the top, and it's off the back, and Maestro will have a chance to clear.
I think Magnus stole yet another boost. You can see Maestro desperate to pick up the mid one. Snaski's touch. Back out to Metanaris. Maestro have a half-hearted attempt to convince Metanaris he was coming close to the pole.
Got a little excited there because Metanoris actually got Maestro to turn into the net and almost set himself up for a double tap.
Now Snaski tries to move forward. Fnatic have been really pinned back in their own side of the field for a very long time, but it won't matter if they can get one big opportunity for themselves. Play to the middle. Magnus gets there before Maestro. So tense right now, Achieves. Just feel like one big chance is all it takes, and this could have been it, but the ball just is refusing to drop down in an offensive position.
It's just the pressure. It's Maestro and Snaski fighting to break out of their own half. Metza and Magnus trying to crack down this brick wall of a defense they've set up in front of the orange net.
Oh, that's a demo. Magnus has got Snaski out. Won't be resulting in too much as we head towards 2.5 minutes of overtime played.
It's more long clears from Fnatic. This one
this
towards
is
the
it!
net. Snaski, what happened? Where did he go?
For the first time, Fnatic weren't around and...
He respawned and... Oh, man, that's gutting for Fnatic.
We really have had it all. We've had it all so far in this series, in this final day of competition. What a way for Complexity to steal the game away. I mean, I thought they were going to be heartbroken because of what happened just before the buzzer went, and that ball was literally dropping into the back of the net, but they managed to take that game. Fnatic are going to be heartbroken, though. That was such a tense game, and it was a game of two teams just not wanting to make a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely is. This was so tense the entire way through. Fnatic, they came so close, even like just over a minute and a half into the game. But it was a heartbreaker to finish this one off, as you can see. Just neither team really wanted to overcommit. It was very much a test of nerve more than it was a test of Rocket League ability.
And Magnus and Metsanor, you know, they kept the offense going the entire game. Didn't lose their grip on the game right at that buzzer beater shot that they dropped. The go-ahead goal. Snaski respawned, couldn't reset. Might have had a controller issue or something, but he couldn't move for whatever reason.
And that's the difference.
And Killer Instinct takes over.
That is the difference between these two teams in that game, was just summarized. I think if you want an example of how tight all the competition has been throughout the entirety of Europe, just watch that game back. I mean, it was just neither team giving an inch, neither team budging, both teams showing incredible respect to each other as well. I mean, Complexity now have 2 match points. Fnatic have got to... They're the ones who've got to come out now. They're the ones that have got to come out and send this to a game 5.
Yeah, and
it's scary.
Here comes another mental battle for you. You know, Fnatic have been on the entire roller coaster of emotion, just even looking back at the past year. You know, started the rival series, go 7-0, crush their promotion tournament, walk into the RLCS, and go all the way back down and have a rough season. End up back in the promotion tournament, re-qualify for the RLCS, and now they find themselves here. And then you're staring down another barrel here. 1 game away from elimination.
If there's one thing they know, it's how to bounce back, and you can expect that they're going to be doing that in this game. There will be no better way to finish what has been an incredible week of action than another Game 5. So it's all up to Fnatic now to give us our wish and give everyone at home their wish to see a final Game 5 to close things out.
And that stupid coin.
Well, I wouldn't insult it. It's been, it's pretty scary to be honest. If anything, we need to lock it in a safe somewhere and throw it in the sea. But Shogun,
Yes.
how do we see this one going, this next game? Because do you feel like Complexity have got it in them to just close this out right now, or do you think that Fnatic have still got something to say about that?
I know what I want at this point, given the way that last game ended. Because clearly Snasky's got some problems right now. We're not too sure what that is, but for the sake of everything, I would kind of like it if Fnatic can just take this next one and give us a Game 5.
Yeah, same.
So, story time.
Oh,
Story time, everybody.
As if we had the legs crossed.
As if we had.
Okay.
Oh no, I've given away that they got shorts on. No. Anyway, one thing to. I mean, we've had everything. We've had everything so far in the Universal Open Season 2, presented by Brisk and 7-Eleven. Now we're having a power outage at Snasky's house.
No.
Thanks to a storm, which has apparently hit the area. I'm not joking. I wish I was. So we're going to try our best and see if we can get something resolved at the moment, because it would be the worst way to end things for Fnatic if that was the case. And Complexity have to go through in that fashion. I mean, you couldn't write it, could you? You
actual tear.
You literally couldn't. It cries in Spanish. That's all I would say.
Despite what that says on that little prop back there is no script.
No script writer would write that as the end.
No one's that evil.
No.
Even me and you.
No.
We wouldn't write that.
Nah,
we'd pitch it to each other, but we both go, nah, come on.
Nah,
dude, that's too bad at this point. No, I hope that can get sorted. It's not the way you want to see it. Actually, we've got a computer up here that we can sort of see what's happening in the chat between these two teams. Obviously, they're not talking at the moment, but after that goal went in, you could see Complexity were just like, okay, we know, like, we're going to put that one in no matter what, but are you guys okay? You know, that's sort of how close-knit the upper echelon of Rocket League esports is that they do care about each other. They don't want to go through without having the proper competition required for it. So I respect that. I don't think they even knew that Snasky had a problem until they'd already put the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah.
If you're an electrician and you live in Snasky's area,
and you're not afraid of a storm,
and you're a fan of Rocket League, get your wellies on, put a hat on, get an umbrella, get yourself out there right now. Save the world today. Save Rocket League.
Someone break out the exercise bike and the 3G internet.
Yes.
Hamster on the wheel.
Yes.
Yeah, get it going. Let's talk about what has been an incredible week. Let's talk about the last 5 weeks a little bit, why we have the opportunity, and we're obviously waiting to hear what's happening to Snasky. I mean, it has been a fantastic tournament so far, including the regionals. Massive shout out to the guys over in North America as well, the talent team over there. Some of the highlights, gentlemen, that from you for what we've seen so far.
We're going to DC, baby!
That was good.
That was good.
I think a lot of the player interviews have been a lot of fun. You know, it's always good to get to talk to them. And it's the genuine, ecstatic reaction. They're like, we've made it. It's the relief and the excitement of getting to go somewhere and play in a live environment. It's a lot of fun, and the interviews are always good insight into that. And oh man, there's been so many just stupid jokes between us. It's been terrible. It's been terrible in the most fantastic way possible.
Truth is coming out right now. Achieves it's everything I've hated the last.
It's like. I grew up, I spent my whole life laughing at dry British comedy, and just sitting here and having to actually experience it for 5 weeks.
Just some good news. Snasky's power's back!
Yes!
Let's go, baby! Let's go! Congratulations and a massive thank you to the electrician who heard exactly what I said, taking full responsibility for the fact that the tournament will continue and will not end in the way that we didn't want it to end. You're all very welcome.
That's definitely not a British electrician. That would have taken at least another month.
Okay, well the good news is he's getting everything set back up again. It will take 2 or 3 minutes, but I mean, it might be a good thing for Fnatic there. A little bit of a reset, might be a little bit of stress in the meantime, but it's just taking a few minutes to maybe take some of the pressure out of the situation, so to speak. Now it's just a case of jumping back on and playing another game of Rocket League.
Take a few breaths and say, all right, 10 minutes to go. We'll start with the first 5.
I think this might be the calmest Snasky will ever be, because he's just unloaded all of his curse words within his system at whatever has caused the electric.
The world's worst circuit
He's just
breaker.
gone outside and shouted at the storm.
Old man shouts at cloud.
And the
I
storm
love
knew
Abe Simpson.
better than to fight with Snasky, and it went away and gave him back his power.
Wait, Snasky's Thor?
Would it, if you do that, Snasky, would that surprise you for a second?
Look at him. He could be Thor. Anyway, while we're giving away new Avengers film roles, I mean, we're doing well here, aren't we? We really are. We fixed power. I'm quite concerned about what we can actually achieve from this desk. I feel like we can do a lot more good in the world. We've got a coin that predicts everything that could potentially happen. We've got the ability to make people's power come on in the middle of storms,
And we're saving world hunger.
and thanks to Soylent, we're helping the fight against hunger as well. I mean, we really are a great bunch
Force
of
for
people.
good.
Yeah.
We are the next Avengers. Spoilers.
It's gonna be budget. we are
Let's
the
go through our
B-Tech
superpowers
Avengers.
quickly. We can predict the future.
Okay.
If someone
Well,
can't
that's all
hear
you
us,
need.
we have ridiculously good ways of communicating through cue cards.
That's true. Interview
Non-verbal
skills.
communication. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's-
That's all we've got.
That might be it.
We are that's cue card prediction man.
That's
not
better.
great.
Use the
Workshop
hashtag
it. Not great.
UOS2 to let us know what our potential superhero group name would be. Superhero group makes it sound like we'd play music. Well, you'd be pretty good at that.
Boy band.
You'd be pretty, yeah.
He's got to do all of it. We'll have a triangle each.
Okay.
I see myself more as a front man, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's fine. All right, shall we predict how long it's going to take? No, actually, we can't do that because it's not
No.
50-50.
That is not 50-50.
I'm excited. I want to get back into the games,
Same.
people. I want to get back into the games. But we will get back into them soon. Just in case you are just joining us, of course, let's run back exactly what's happened so far today. Shogun, run us through the qualifiers for today. Who we've had go through already.
Okay, well, we have gone through this so far. Obviously, Achieves has brought up his stuff. I'm going to try and remember as much of it as I can off my own head. So we started today off
As he
with...
looks at my paper.
Well, no, I haven't got need any of it.
Shogun.
Okay, so we started ourselves off with girls versus complexity. It was a very strong showing from girls.
Yep.
Greasy Meister. I asked whether or not we could see the new and improved Greasy Meister, the Greasy Meister we haven't seen for almost half a year at this point, and I was really impressed with him. So they've now made their way through to the next round. Then after that was the Heartbreaker.
Oh,
Actually, I believe that was the first one.
Flip
but
it
was
around, yeah.
the Heartbreaker.
The Heartbreaker
No names.
Class on Grass versus No Names. If you are going to watch any game
That was a
from
great
this
series.
entire season, you watch Game 5 from No Names versus Class on Grass, because that was beyond anything I have seen in quite some time.
It was pretty
As
good.
the bracket person has come to help me out at the final
hey,
second.
we got another one. We managed to hire one.
That's the third
Fantastic.
guy.
We are getting through them today, to be fair.
And then Class on Grass against Method, a real war of attrition throughout that one. Both teams just seem so scared to be moving forward. If you're going to watch any interview today, you've got to go and watch Cassio's interview.
Oh,
He was
Cassio,
so
what a-
lovely. He
what
was
a
so
sweetie.
happy. He
Ronicky.
said that he's...
Ronicky, sorry. Yeah, it was
Ronicky, sorry. I was thinking about Cassio and his incredible double tap shots. But Ronicky, he said he was so happy to be seeing everyone when he gets over to America. I can't be happier for him. But right now, we are midway through Complexity versus Fnatic 2-1 to Complexity right now after a real battle in game number 3.
Yeah, game number 3 won by just the single goal, the same as game number 1. I mean, we've had 2 single goal games.
It took a storm to stop Fnatic's defense.
That's what it took.
Wow.
It
That
took
is a poignant
An act
statement.
of God to stop them. I mean, that shows. I think that says enough, doesn't it? But I don't think
Yeah.
we can put it any better than that, to be honest with you. But you can see on the right-hand side there, No Names girls qualifying, of course, and joining them was, of course, Class on Grass.
Yo!
But it looks like we're in here. This could be a game 4. We're getting straight back into it. The power's back. Has Snasky's still got the power to send this to a game 5?
Let's get ourselves into this one. And like I said, I'm hoping for a game 5 here.
I really want one too.
Same.
You feel like they've earned it.
I definitely feel like this is the first goal here. I feel always counts for game 3 as well. Metsonaris try to put that one on target as Magnus backboard almost immediately. Fnatic got all the work to do here. They must win this game, otherwise they, despite a ridiculously strong lower bracket run, will be knocked out at the final possible hurdle, and Complexity will be moving on to the next round. Offense so far has been all Complexity in our opening minutes. Fnatic struggling to escape. Maestro avoids the attempted bump from Magnus, but I do like that from Magnus.
I just realized I've been watching the stream feed instead of my own because I've been so riveted on just watching the game happen.
Hey, those feeds can get in pretty quickly these days. You're only a couple of seconds back. Magnus. He opted for boost, but instead it will be Maestro picking that up. And Maestro's won yet another challenge. Snasky tried to get it down. That's actually 2 players committed, and Snasky's going to have to try and move himself back. He's done exactly that, and that is a great little rotation from Snasky, keeping Complexity away from a good shooting position.
That's been the whole series. Magnus and Metsonoris trying everything they can to get it past Maestro and Snasky. And now they're in a bit of a tough spot here. Maestro punches it off the bar. Snasky got too close. Couldn't finish the job. And you feel like that would have helped a long way anytime we've seen Fnatic take a goal lead. They have locked down and again high.
Snasky moving himself forward. It's going to be up to Maestro. Magnus backs down from potential attempt to move into the orange side of the field. So far, Complexity have had the more opportunities, but Fnatic have had the better ones. Still, 0-0. I want to point out, Achieves,
Yes.
how few goals we've seen over the last game was 1 goal over about 8 minutes of gameplay. Oh my goodness, Magnus. That'd have been a highlight reel goal to try and put his team up 1-0. Both of these teams just seem so well matched.
It's been the battle of brilliant positioning, timing, respect. Both teams having full confidence in all players on the pitch to make just about anything they go for.
You see very few shots being aimed on target.
Because they know that's just a waste of time unless it's free.
Absolutely. So they're trying to put the ball up high, maybe bait out a defender, or even just get into position for a follow-up. But either way, seems like a straightforward shot is just not the option that either team wants to go for. Snasky taking his time. He's also got Maestro up to help him.
Oh, here's a chance.
Snasky also, he gets the kill shot! 1-0 to Fnatic.
A perfect dribble here from Maestro. Catches Metza off guard going up the wall, and Magnus was way too far away, had to give him ground, and we know what happens when you give people space to work with. And Maestro does it to perfection.
Haven't seen one of those in quite some time this week. Maestro recognizes that his opponent was likely to pick up the ball, so instead, let's remove the defender entirely. Now Snasky required to produce a save. He's going to get beat to this. Magnus, he's going to rotate around, won't be needed. 1-0.
And Maestro was cheating upfield. Had a lot of faith here in Snasky getting a boom upfield. Maestro also trying to pick up that mid boost. It was just like, Snasky, I'm ready to go if you are, but he lost that challenge.
So now it's back to all to play for. Complexity, 1 goal away from securing their spot. Maestro, he's got the self-set. He's faked it past. Absolutely beautiful from Maestro.
He refuses to give up. He's been making individual effort plays for Fnatic each and every game. We've seen him. Finally, a rare double commit from Complexity. They get scared in front of their own net. They both dive at it, and Maestro makes them both look silly.
A storm to ruin Fnatic's chances at moving through. Nah, not a chance. Maestro is the storm. It's just doing superb play after superb play, but they've got to secure this game. That boost is going to go over to Magnus. You can see the effects of that. Maestro, another great challenge. He is stepping up so much when his team needs it. And the attempted bumps from Magnus couldn't quite reach anyone, but Metza's got the follow.
Wow,
and Snasky predicts it. Another challenge as well. Maestro can clear the lines. 40 seconds left on the clock before we hit Game 5 yet again. Metsonoris has been demoed. Magnus tries to trap. He's got the follow. Oh, just pushes the ball a little bit too wide before he can get his follow-up shot.
Snasky caught with the car in his bad position, and now it's out into the corner, and it's Magnus who ties it up with 19 left. They refuse to quit. It finally breaks down, and they lost the challenge, and Snasky caught grabbing boost.
Yeah, eventually that lack of boost was always going to come back to haunt Fnatic. And it did with 19 seconds left on the clock. We're back to where we were. Maestro has managed to break away. Never going to be able to find an angle from there, though. Instead, he's going to require Snasky.
What a shot!
Passes it off, although Metsunaris just there. Looks like the final chance will be going to Fnatic. The ball is open. Snasky can't hit it hard enough. And now, one more throw of the dice. Complexity recognized that they were in trouble. Let's go to overtime again.
Come on, game 5.
No bias here. We're not biased to teams, we're biased to entertainment. And this could be the chance, but the pass was so far behind Magnus that he simply couldn't get a good shot. Snasky respecting Magnus' space. Now, looks like Complexity are piling forward the pressure. But I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see another monstrous overtime like we did previously.
Pass. No, he's got space. He did go for the pass. I'm surprised.
Yeah, the passes are just not working out so far. 2v1. Maestro won't be able to beat Magnus that ball, who well positioned himself just to hold the midfield. Who's got that moment of magic?
It's been Maestro twice in a row so far in this game.
One down from Snasky. He's only got Metsunaris, but Magnus is already on his way back. Good flick. Magnus is all down to him, and he's played that so well. There's no angle for Maestro to attack. Not only that, but Maestro's going to take some time trying to get back here, so well played from Snasky, just trying to waste some time. Playing the ball up high and get himself some space, as well as that back boost. This might mean huge problems for Complexity if they can't get rid of this quickly.
But you're seeing Fnatic really start to press.
Absolutely
They know.
are. Magnus just tried to find the top corner, couldn't do it, but there's another player out.
2-on-1.
Snasky needs to move forward. Fakes out Magnus. Metsunaris though for big clear.
Another boost steal from Complexity. Might start to see Fnatic get boxed in again.
See, every time they steal that boost, they are just looking for bumps and backboard plays. But still, plenty on Fnatic. They're doing a good job of managing whatever boost they do have. And you can see it's become a huge rush to get that back one. Now Maestro.
One-on-one.
He's got Metsunaris over the top. He can't get there.
Let's go.
Let's go to game 5.
Let's go! What a shot for Maestro here. He's got, again, all the space to work with you could ever want out of the midfield, and Metza tries to shadow him, but that touch, the 1-2 tap, had some real power behind it, and Maestro just tugging Snasky to victory there. Not that Snasky didn't do any work at all, but it's onset.
We couldn't have it any other way. We need the wide shot for this one, because I think we all have to join in on this one. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's game 5, baby! Let's get into it. Here we go. Game 5. The perfect way to end what has been an incredible week of competition here in Europe. I just don't know what to say anymore. I mean, are you not entertained? Is all I can say to the people at home. We have done everything. The players have put on a show here in Europe as part of Season 2 of the Universal Open. But while we've got a moment, gentlemen, just break down that game 4. Another just complete and utter war. 2 Titans just bashing heads the entire game.
Maestro covering all the offensive duties, and Snasky taking care of a couple of massive stops on defense. A 2-man effort, but not in the traditional sense. One player getting it done on each side of the pitch, and you couldn't ask for more. I'm so glad we get a game 5 because these two have been so evenly matched. And Fnatic, you'd love to see him have a good square opportunity towards it.
Maestro really is a difference maker at this point in time. Whenever he gets that ball on his hood, 60 boost or more, uncontested for a good 2 seconds, he is producing magic across the field. He is the one to shut down at this point in time offensively. But on the other side, Complexity also looking equally dangerous. I could watch these guys play a best of 50. Maybe 51 so we actually get a winner.
There we go, there we go.
And the game has
Because
ended
if we win
25
50, it'd be
each.
25 each, let's be honest. So last time we got to this point, was
Complexity
game 5.
won.
Complexity won. And the coin predicted it on set.
Oh, gosh.
We gotta go to it one more time.
Are we gonna do it one more
The final
time?
time. We'll see if it's all true. Okay.
We're
Heads.
going to announce it on stream or not?
I think we should. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Heads Complexity, tails Fnatic. Oh, coin of truth. What have you got for us? Here we go. Was that a good enough flip?
No, redo that. Redo that.
All right. Let me just check.
No, don't check it.
Okay. All right.
Redo.
That was
Good
bad.
flip. There we
There
go.
we are.
It's the same result anyway.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay,
good.
okay.
Do you want to know?
Yes.
No.
Oh, I'm telling everyone. It's the coin of truth. It's saying Fnatic are going through.
Okay.
Oh.
The storm
Okay.
cannot stop them.
Now, I refuse to make a prediction because I refuse to be wrong to a coin again.
I just had in my ear from production, and apparently that's scripted. So that's actually in the book behind us, but I haven't referred to that because I don't need a script.
That script is so powerful it created a storm.
Exactly.
I wanted
exactly.
people
A
to know
storm of
that.
drama is what's being created right now. I can't believe we've got a Game 5, though. I mean, talk about writing scripts. We're joking about, but to go to a Game 5 between these two teams, one more place on the line to qualify. Europe, I mean, I'm not wearing a hat, but if I was, I'd take it off to you because it's been for me personally as well, you know, coming in here and watching all these guys, it's been a pleasure. It really has. It's been so entertaining. It's been a fantastic occasion, and unfortunately, we can only have one real winner here, and there is going to be a loser. But Europe as a region, unbelievable stuff from everyone involved, and thank you to all the players for putting on what has been a show. I mean, enough of the the nicey-niceys. One of these teams has got to go home.
No mercy.
No mercy. Yeah, we started off with no mercy. We're ending with no mercy. The teams are joining Complexity, Fnatic. I wish you both the best of luck in this final game. Neither of you deserve not to be going over the pond to the finals, but unfortunately one of you has to. Let's get into it. Game number 5 is on the line. Complexity or Fnatic? Who wants it more?
Well, we're sitting 12 series this week. There's gonna be starting off with a goal for Mentanaris.
They start off with a banger, a kickoff straight to the side. Snaski off grab and boost, expecting a first touch from Magnus there. And then Mentanaris blasts one behind him. Snaski was getting ready to defend the other side of the net, and he just couldn't react in time.
I was going to say before the goal went in that we've seen 7 series this week. 12 series this week. We've seen 7 go to Game 5. It has been so close. But Complexity have got the lead. Looking for that backboard, Magnus. Just need that to bounce out a little bit more if he was to really have a good shot at it, but another cleared ball.
Been quality backboard defense all series long. Magnus and Mentanaris have had 0 opportunities, but a huge misclear. 2 in a row. Metza has the left side. He went down the middle, and Maestro got back.
Now still available. Complexity looking for that second. Fnatic looking nervy in defense right now. Something that we have never seen from them this entire week. As Magnus gonna test Snaski, and he's done incredibly well with it. Snaski once again all the way back. So it's just constant questions. He's actually just handed that one. I don't think that was a handover. I think that was Maestro just demanding the ball.
You can't blame him. He put up a heck of a show in the last game. He got so much done on the offensive half, and they need another great performance here.
Snaski's by himself. He does get a crucial stop. And Maestro's got rid of Mentanaris. It's all down to Maestro. He tries to play it too quickly, though, but he sees Metza was back in time.
Yeah, he had to cut. Metza was there, and now he's just trying to be a nuisance in front of the net. Magnus going to bail him out, but Snaski, he's been left in a lot of 2-on-1s this entire series, and he has stepped up big time in that regard.
Off the backboard, there's going to be no follow-up shot. Magnus was the player I would have thought should have gone forward for that, not originally. Could have potentially caught Fnatic out, but that's a bump. You can see Snaski trusting Maestro to be in position. Follow-up shot will be covered by Maestro. Magnus, that is such a great clear. It's now over to Maestro yet again.
A lot of space to work with. I think Snaski would have been much better served taking some time with that one. Yeah, daylight.
Oh, this is exactly the position Fnatic wanted to be in. And Snaski, with more of a test of the defense, somehow breaks through.
Just stole the ball. Mentanaris not able to get a clean catch on that ball. Coming off of the corner lip. Just tipped it right over to him, and yeah, a test of the defense is right, and boy, did they fail it.
That's the reason why you do test the defense, and often will work out for the defenders, but you're just waiting for that one mistake, that one time that you've slightly caught out the defender, and you are going to get yourself a goal. Now, half the game left to play. We are all tied up. It's very risky from Snaski playing that across his own goal line. Magnus has stolen the ball. He might have got this on target and forces Snaski to save. Now you can see from Complexity that they are happy to leave one player on the ball for as long as possible. Magnus with the shot, nobody back. And he's picked up his first to give Complexity the lead.
Maestro failed that challenge out of the midfield from Magnus, and Metza beat Snasky, and that's all she wrote. Finally, not able to hang on in the backfield, and it's a wide open net for Complexity.
Complexity just seemed to be that little bit faster to the ball. Fnatic need to start predicting that tiny bit better. They've got it from the kickoff. Already scored one from this earlier. And this time, Metznaris will see that ball mercifully played off to the corner. For Fnatic, it's back to square one. They've already been goal down. They've already brought it back. Maestro tries to get it past Magnus.
Oh,
He's
man.
just such a menace right now. You can see him chasing down Magnus as well, forcing Magnus out of where he would originally want to be on defense. Gotta say, out of all players I've seen play this week, the one I would least like to run into is Maestro.
Nikolai Bang. Kicking butt and taking names.
That's gonna be dropped down. Snasky might have actually found the target, but Metznaris doesn't want to test that at all. And that was a pretty wasteful touch from Maestro. Actually made the clear from Complexity just that little bit faster.
Oh, so much. Ooh, I think okay.
Metza knew exactly what he was doing there. He's going over the top. What a save from Maestro. Magnus was waiting in the background for a chance to pounce on the ball. Now Snasky with an airdrop of his own. Good block. I feel like if Maestro is just a little bit further back, he can go for a good shot. Snasky, I don't think he knew much about it. Maestro has tried so many times but with limited success.
Oh, free ball, free ball.
I don't think Complexity have got too much left at this point. Maestro recognizes that fact.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Yes!
Why not? Have you ever had, like, eternity to decide what you wanted to do with the ball, Shogun? Maestro just showed you what to do when you do. Oh, that was awesome. Saw all the space in front of him and said, all right.
Maestro has got access to tools that we don't because he just saw the boost amounts on his opponents and knew exactly how to play the situation. Maestro is on fire this series.
Pass across.
Oh, and Metznaris with a crucial save. That would have been behind Magnus. It was in the middle of the field. The middle of the goal, I should say. Now 30 seconds left. It's silver goal territory. One goal could be all the difference it needed.
Oh, Snasky take some time to survey the field in front of him before going for that.
And Magnus is low boost as well as he tries to rotate back. Will be able to do exactly that. I don't think Snasky quite knew that Magnus was low. Chasing down, Metznaris almost got bumped.
Oh, Metza, he knows he's got to bail. I think everyone wants a reset here, unless they get this chance.
Well, Metza's going to go for it. Magnus, however, holds himself back. Let's go to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. One more spot for the European qualifiers. Fnatic or Complexity? Who is going to secure it?
Maestro and Snasky been on a roller coaster for the past few years. Pass in front, muscle out.
It's open.
Breakaway for Metza.
Metza can't possibly miss. Snasky tries to be such a hassle. He can't quite do it. Complexity are moving on.
And it was a battle all the way through. It came down to a challenge in front, and Snasky tried. So close to getting that up off the bar, but it was just a dead foot race back to the orange net. And Metza and Magnus, perhaps their last hurrah as a 2v2 team and definitely as a 3v3 team. They earn it. They get their way.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We jokingly called it. Jokingly called Game 5 overtime winner. If you want one play to decide to show how close those two teams were, just watch that final goal. Congratulations, Complexity is all I can say. They make it through. They are your final qualifiers, but heartbreak for Fnatic. They had a power outage. They took it all the way to overtime. The game had everything, gentlemen. A fantastic way to close things out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, some of the goals we saw during the series were just so special. The defensive play, I think very few people out there will have an appreciation for defensive Rocket League, but if you do,
this was it.
This was definitely the series for that. Just so well measured the entire way through, and for Fnatic, it feels almost harsh that after being so well reserved with their opportunities, whilst only ever going for chances that they knew was going to be a 100% chance to finish off, it was a half chance that they went for that they simply couldn't bundle over the line that will cost them their spots in the next round.
And Maestro
take a look at this one more time.
Just super aggressive challenge out of the midfield, and we've
Snaski
seen those.
Still couldn't get the bump on Metza.
He was close. He tried real hard. But
You were just looking at that final moments and you were like, Fnatic are winning this. This is dropping onto Snaski right now and he's finishing this off. And then the breakaway from Metza Norris.
And for the first time ever,
Unbelievable.
the coin of truth
was wrong.
is wrong.
And it proves that we weren't lying, because, which is the good thing. Yeah, the coin of truth was wrong. Maybe it just became a little bit too much for it. It has been a stressful few days, especially with the amount of Game 5s that we've had. But there were 95 goals scored today in our final day of competition here for the closed qualifiers, and that means 950 meals will be donated by our partners Soylent to the World Food Programme USA. Again, if you want to get involved, please do. It's been a fantastic day. Finish off with a good deed. Head over to wfpusa.org/Universal Open and get involved. Thanks again to our partners over at Soylent. Now, assist of the day, gentlemen. It's time for that. It's our State Farm assist of the day.
I starred one.
Okay.
I
okay,
starred
okay.
one.
Than you were for the final
Shogun, you go
game.
first.
I don't, dude. Today has just been too nuts. The entire day is just sort of, you know, when something molds into one, you're just like, yeah, it was good. What part of it did you really like? Yeah, it was good.
It happened.
To be fair, I saw a lot since the one I starred, so I don't know if